Yo, what's good, BeBackGaming crew? It's your boy back with another deep dive review, and today, we're stepping into the terrifying world of Alien, Rogue Incursion. This is the first official Alien game built from the ground up for VR, and let me tell you, it's a wild ride. Developed by Servios, this action horror VR title promises to put you face to face with xenomorphs in a way no game has before. But does it live up to the hype, or is it just another facehugger flop? No sponsors here, just my honest thoughts after playing this on PSVR 2. We'll break down the story, gameplay, VR immersion, those creepy xenomorphs, and some technical hiccups. Stick around to the end for my final score, and whether this is worth your hard-earned cash. If you're hyped for this review, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and let's get into it. Let's kick things off with the story. Alien, Rogue Incursion puts you in the boots of Zula Hendricks, an ex-colonial marine with a badass vibe straight out of the Alien comics like Aliens, Defiance. If you're not familiar with Zula, don't worry, the game does a solid job introducing her. She's a tough-as-nails protagonist with a rough past and chronic back pain, which adds some depth to her character. You're joined by Davis-01, a synthetic who's gone rogue to fight the good fight. Their banter is genuinely engaging, and the voice acting is top-notch, making you care about their mission. The setup is classic Alien. You crash land on the planet Purdon, home to the abandoned Gemini Exoplanet Solutions facility. Surprise, surprise, it's crawling with xenomorphs, and you're tasked with uncovering what went wrong while searching for a missing friend. The story, written by Alien novelist Alex White, hits all the familiar beats: corporate greed, shady experiments, and, of course, those perfect organisms. It's not groundbreaking, but it's immersive, with audio logs and environmental storytelling that flesh out the lore. My only gripe: this is billed as part one of a two-part story, so the ending leaves you hanging with a cliffhanger that feels a bit abrupt. Still, the ATAR campaign is packed with enough twists to keep you hooked, especially if you're an Alien fan. What do you think about Zula and Davis as a duo? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Alright, let's talk gameplay. Alien, Rogue Incursion is an action horror VR game, blending stealth, shooting, and exploration. Think of it as a middle ground between the tense survival horror of Alien Isolation and the action-packed chaos of Aliens Fireteam Elite. You've got a full arsenal: pulse rifle, revolver, shotgun, and grenades, plus tools like a motion tracker, meaty vials, and a plasma torch for cutting through doors. The on-body inventory system is a standout. You grab your pistol from your hip, pull the shotgun over your shoulder, or check the motion tracker on your arm. It's intuitive and makes you feel like a colonial marine. The controls are smooth, especially on PSVR 2, with haptic feedback in the controllers adding to the immersion. Aiming feels weighty, and the virtual stock system helps stabilize your shots, which is a lifesaver when a xenomorph is charging at you. Exploration is a big part of the game. You'll hunt for keycards, hack terminals, and redirect power to open doors, all while navigating the maze-like facility. These puzzles are simple but tense, especially when you hear something skittering in the vents. My main issue here is the save system. You can only save in panic rooms, and if you die, you might lose 10 to 15 minutes of progress. It's frustrating, especially in VR, where sessions can feel intense. A checkpoint system would have been a game changer. Pro tip: conserve your ammo and save often. Trust me, you'll thank me later. Now, let's get to the heart of Alien, Rogue Incursion. The VR immersion. Servios absolutely nailed the Alien aesthetic. The Gemini facility feels like it was ripped straight out of Aliens, with black metallic corridors, flickering green monitors, and acid-burn floors. The sound design is phenomenal. Every hiss, creak, and motion tracker beep ramps up the tension. In VR, you're not just playing, you're in this world, and it's both exhilarating and terrifying. Playing on PSVR 2, the visuals are sharp, with dense shadows and creepy lighting that make every corner feel dangerous. The haptics in the headset and controllers, like when a xenomorph screeches nearby, are next level. That said, I've heard the Meta Quest 3 version struggles with fuzzier textures and performance issues, so your experience might vary depending on your platform. The game's pacing is deliberate, with moments of quiet exploration that build dread. You'll be checking your motion tracker constantly, and the first time a xenomorph pops out of a vent above you, yeah, I screamed like Hudson. The only downside is that the constant action can sometimes break the horror vibe, making it feel more like a shooter than a pure survival horror game. If you've played on Quest 3 or PC VR, let me know how it held up for you. Let's talk about the stars of the show, the xenomorphs. These creatures are the stuff of nightmares, and Servios did a great job animating them. They crawl on walls, leap from vents, and move erratically, making them intimidating at least at first. Early encounters had my heart pounding, especially when I'd hear that iconic screech in the dark. But here's the catch. The xenomorphs aren't as smart as you'd expect. After a couple of hours, you start to notice their patterns. They'll pause in front of you, giving you time to line up a shot, or spawn predictably every few minutes, which can feel arcade-like. This is a stark contrast to Alien Isolation, where the xenomorph was a relentless, adaptive hunter. In Rogue Incursion, they're more like cannon fodder, especially in the second half when you're mowing down waves of them. Don't get me wrong, blasting xenomorphs with a pulse rifle is satisfying, but it dilutes the horror. I wish Servios had leaned into fewer, more meaningful encounters or added variants to keep things fresh. Still, when they catch you off guard, it's pure adrenaline. What's your favorite xenomorph moment in the game? Share it below. No game is perfect, and Alien Rogue Incursion has its share of technical hiccups. On PSVR 2, I ran into occasional bugs, like my shotgun getting stuck at a weird angle or failing to equip properly. These were rare but frustrating, especially when a xenomorph was closing in. The bigger issue is the PSVR 2 controller design. The PlayStation logo button is way too easy to press accidentally, pausing the game at the worst possible moment. I died a few times because of this, and it's a design flaw Servios couldn't fully work around. Performance-wise, the PSVR 2 version runs smoothly but uses reprojection, which can cause slight blurriness or ghosting during fast movements. It didn't bother me much, but if you're sensitive to motion sickness, you might notice it. The Meta Quest 3 version, from what I've read, has more significant issues, like lower visual fidelity and performance dips, though patches have improved things since launch. The save system, as I mentioned, is a pain, and the lack of checkpoints can make deaths feel punishing. These issues don't ruin the game, but they hold it back from being a VR classic. Have you hit any bugs or performance issues? Let's commiserate in the comments. So, is Alien Rogue Incursion worth your time and money? At $39.99 for the standard edition, or $49.99 for the deluxe. It's a fair price for an 8-hour VR campaign. If you're an Alien fan or love VR horror, this is a no-brainer. The atmosphere, sound design, and immersion are top tier, and playing as Zula in this iconic universe is a thrill. The story sets up an exciting sequel, and despite some flaws, it's one of the best VR games of 2024. That said, the repetitive xenomorph encounters, technical issues, and frustrating save system keep it from reaching the heights of Alien Isolation. It's more Aliens than Alien action heavy with less emphasis on pure horror. If you're expecting a relentless survival horror experience, you might be disappointed. For me, the pros outweigh the cons, especially on PSVR 2. It's a solid first stab at Alien in VR, and I'm pumped for part 2. And that's our Alien Rogue Incursion review. Huge thanks for watching, BeBackGaming fam. What did you think of the game? Are you grabbing it for PSVR 2, Meta Quest 3, or PCVR? Drop your thoughts, questions, or favorite moments in the comments. I read every single one. If you enjoyed this review, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more gaming content, and hit the bell so you never miss a video. Until then, stay safe out there, and watch out for those xenomorphs. Peace.